but does finish him off. Gets 2. Gets 3.
What a hit that hits him 65%.
And does it go in? It goes in! It goes in!
The wideswing fight. 42, 41. Bicycle 4 done.
Good evening, Pound Nation, and apparently I did not test the camera here. This is what happens when I have the students actually work the stream here, just to tweak the couple things over here. Let's see here. Of course, I have to play with the camera right as we go live. Try to set all that up. All right. Nope, that's not good. You guys are getting a little behind the scenes look of what's going on here in our room, but all right, that looks better. How are you guys doing today? My name is Matt Williamson. You are watching Marietta College Esports. So tonight we have 2 exciting matches for you. So first up, we're going to have our Rainbow Six Siege team play against Purdue University Fort Wayne in the NACE Starleague Varsity Premier competition. And then afterwards, we are going to be showcasing our Smash Brothers team as they go up against Northwestern Michigan College. Both games are going on at the same time, and as I'm sure as entertaining it would be for you guys to watch me try to commentate both simultaneously, I'll probably have a heart attack. So we are recording the Smash match because it's a lot easier to record a Smash match than it is to record 5 different people playing Siege. So that's why we're going to record Smash, and then we're going to have it up afterwards. So they're doing the map picks and bans. I'm going to go over a couple of things. So first of all, who's going to be playing on the Siege team today? So we're going to have here our captain, senior Aaron Crumb Spoon. We're also going to have junior Michael Funka playing. He will be playing remote. There were some technical issues with getting his account working on our computers. So he will be playing remote. NACE did give the exception, at least this time. We will also have freshman Evan Peralt Evangelos playing, senior Dylan Poles Rez playing, and then finally we're going to have freshman Spencer Showwater Static playing. And then shout outs to all of our coaches, head coach Derek Games Room, and our Rainbow Six coaches Matt Argerbright Strato and Colin Stafford Knight. All right, this should be pretty exciting. I don't know what the map picks and bans are. We'll also have Vincent Anderson helping with commentating the match once I get through all the announcements. But we should be here very soon. So let me get through a couple quick announcements. So first of all, shout outs to HyperX for being the official peripheral sponsor of Marietta College Esports. They have provided our facility with keyboards, mice, headsets, mouse pads, microphones. We love the quality of their products. If you want to check out some HyperX products, please be sure to go to hyperx.gg/MariettaES. The QR code is up on your screen. We also want to give a quick shout out to Over the Moon Pizza for their support. Every Tuesday and Thursday, they have their game nights at their restaurant on Front Street in Marietta. They have a Nintendo Switch available where you can play some Smash Brothers yourself or some Mario Kart. And on Tuesdays, they will be showcasing our whatever we're streaming on that Tuesday, which is usually Overwatch. So you can go there next Tuesday, get a good deal on pizza and drinks, and cheer on the Overwatch team. And of course, we want to thank all of our partners, including Buy Blue Light, Elgato, Incrediware, Kovacs, MSI, in addition to HyperX and Over the Moon Pizza. So we do appreciate their support. Of course, we're always looking for more students for our esports program, whether you're a current Marietta College student or a high school senior or college transfer. Of course, we have varsity titles in Fortnite, League of Legends, Overwatch 2, Rainbow Six Siege, Rocket League, Smash Brothers, and Valorant. So what are some of the perks? I mean, you have our dedicated facility here that our students have 24/7 access to, and yes, some of them have taken advantage of the 24/7 access. But we also have dedicated coaches for most of our teams. We are making sure that our students doing well academically, because part of being a college student is graduating and having a great career ahead of you. So we want esports to help facilitate that success, and scholarships are available for high school seniors and college transfers. So for more information, go to our Linktree, linktr.ee/Marietta Esports. Speaking of tryouts, yes, we do have tryouts. In fact, we're going to have online tryouts this Sunday through our Discord server. We already have a couple of people signed up for it, but it is not too late if you are planning to come to Marietta College in fall of 2024. You just have to fill out our recruitment inquiry form at bit.ly/mcrecruit, schedule the tryout at bit.ly/mcesporttryout, tryout, and join our Discord server at bit.ly/pyodiscord. The QR codes that are up on your screen right now. It's very simple. Just fill it out, and then our head coach, Derek Games, will get a hold of you to schedule the exact time for, I think we already have like 2 or 3 scheduled for Saturday. We actually had one earlier today, and we're going to have one tomorrow. So if you're not available on Sunday, there is an other option where we can schedule another time that works for you and also works for our teams. So definitely be sure to join us there. And first, finally, thank you all for your support. Thank you for joining us yesterday during our Day of Giving stream. We have raised $670 by ourselves from the day, but there was also a competition for all the smaller sports teams to see who had the most participation from alumni. And once again, our esports alumni have come through, and we won that competition. So we will get an additional $500 on top of that. So thank you all for your support. Also, for those of you that watched the stream yesterday with my Mario 64 challenge run, the challenge was $1 for every star that I got within an hour and a half. And I got to 45 stars right at the buzzer. So if you are looking to help support the program, and if you want to take on that challenge, I encourage you to donate $45 to the esports program for those 45 stars collected. I already know a couple people who have already taken up on me on that offer. So even though the Day of Giving has come and gone, any day can be a day of giving to help support the esports program. Now, if you're not in a financial situation where you can donate $45, please don't do so. But there are other ways to support us, such as subscribing to our Twitch channel. So if you have Amazon Prime, you can connect your Amazon Prime account to a Twitch account to give you Prime Gaming, which gives you all sorts of perks, such as the subscribers that you see, or like the free subscription you can use every month. That's the big one. But you can also get free in-game items or free games, depending on the title. But the big one is that you can use a sub every month, but it does not automatically renew every 30 days. So you'd have to manually renew that subscription. And this is another one of our main sources of revenue. So your support is greatly appreciated. But all right, I am going to hop into a Discord channel to see if I can have one of our alumni, Vincent Anderson, come in to talk about the match that we're going to have here. So he's going to help commentate the match here. So I'm just going to make sure I have everything set up on my end. So I'll let him know that I'm in the channel. And I just received the game invite, so I'm going to get in here. And let Vincent know that I am in the broadcasting channel. So hopefully he will be joining us soon. There we go. Hello. Can you
hear me?
Yeah, try one more time. I might need to adjust the volume a little bit.
All right, hello.
Okay, that sounds pretty good to me. I don't know about everyone else, so I guess I'll find out in 3 minutes because we're on a 3-minute stream delay.
All good.
Okay, can you see the screen okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah, so we're getting everyone in the lobby right now. It looks like the first map is going to be Oregon, with Marietta attacking and Purdue Fort Wayne defending. I know the team has been trying to do some scouting, but what are your initial thoughts about Marietta attacking Oregon first?
Well, this is Marietta's big game. They've been hyped for this. This is Purdue. We played against one of Purdue's older teams back in 2020, early 2020, Purdue University Silver at the time. So we really are excited to take a stab at some more competition with Purdue, because we did win that last game. It was by a singular round, and probably one of the best games we'd ever played. So I'm excited to see something like that, hopefully from Marietta coming out this time. For Oregon, it looks like we'll be attacking, which is going to be, again, on this map, I think you can have a strong attack or a strong defense. It really just depends on your strats for it. We've seen, and there's a lot of cool different ways you can play this map. You can, again, we've seen rush strats, we've seen more methodic, slow play. It really just depends on what the team is willing to commit to. Because sometimes rush strats, especially on basement, are just absolutely stellar for getting quick map control while there's people roaming upstairs, and by the time they realize they're pushing downstairs, they're already on site, and the roamers have to flood back on to a post-plant scenario. So I really think that Marietta, when they're taking on attack, I honestly, even though attacking, some people dread it, I like it going attack first because that means the more rounds you get on offense, then you get to chill and be on defense, and you just got to close the game out from there. So, and you start out with the most energy at the beginning of the game, so that's your most time you can spend getting ready for these attacks where it really, really matters. Because attack rounds, again, in Siege generally are more valuable than defending rounds. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Looks like ready checks are coming in. Pioneers are ready. Purdue is ready. So we should be starting any second here. Like I said, this is going to be very exciting, especially with the rematch. Now, granted, even though it's Purdue, it's going to be probably a very different roster from what you guys played against a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I'm just it's nice that we'll be able to play against at least one of their teams again because it really brings back memories for a lot of us. The only member of the team that did play against them in that time was Rez, but other teammates have surely heard of the stories, and you can also see the VOD on Marietta Esports YouTube channel. I believe it's just Marietta Esports. We store all of our VODs there, and I love to reference those when I have like a specific play that I was thinking of back during my career. So, yeah, it was a really good time.
All right,
I'm
it's
excited to see what we got this time.
Yeah, I was about to say I was going to try to pull up the schedule here because the Siege team has some really good matchups. I mean, they're going to have a rematch with Butler later on this semester. I know that's going to be a very hyped up match.
That's going to be awesome because Butler, we've played against their team. We've gone back and forth with them so many times, and it's been some of the best series that we've had against Butler, honestly. And better than that of Purdue because we've only played against Purdue once, but Butler we've played against multiple times. We've lost and we've won. It's been that's probably the closest thing we have to a true rivalry was Butler. So it'll be great to have that game as well. Looks like Purdue is going for the Ying ban and Mary is going for the Maverick ban. So Ying ban on Oregon, like we said, is nothing new. Ying is really, really good for taking easy map control on Attic or Blue. The only counter in the game is an ADS or Warden. So it's nice to just get her out of the way because she has so many projectiles and smokes, and it's just really annoying to play against her. Marietta also banning the Warden, so banning Ying and Ying's counter again. It looks. I think Marietta previously banned Ying and Warden, or they banned Warden on this map before.
They have done Warden. I don't know if they banned Maverick last week or what last time they played.
Maverick is generally good for getting attic control because you can Maverick trick the big tower wall and you can make it getting control of it basically guaranteed since there really is no counter to Maverick in the game except killing him. So I could see why they would want to make sure that they're not so Marietta is probably not going to use Maverick and they'd rather not play against him, so they'd just rather get rid of him. And also the Fenrir ban again, it's going to be a staple, just like as Jackal ban used to be back in the day. Fenrir is just not going to be in the game for a long time because people hate playing against him. Looks like the defense is going to be starting on basement first. Not a bad site to start. We got the Mira from Fort Wayne as well as Jaeger Wamai, Tubarão, and K. This is a very, very util heavy site. Very, very high nade denial site. It looks like we're going to have, again, we have Tubarão and we have Cade. You can, as far as I've seen, you can combo because Tubarão, who is being played by Tommy the Cat right now, is what is the latest operator to be added to Rainbow Six Siege. He essentially has a canister that when you throw it, an area of effect sprouts out from it, and it kind of is like Mr. Freeze or like May from Overwatch, where it freezes stuff. So it freezes the activation of breach charges, it freezes the activation of electronic gadgets, it freezes them completely. But it does not destroy them, it just stops them. So theoretically, you could throw it on a hatch, stop a thermite charge from going off, then throw a Cade charge and break the thermite charge, for example. So really, really cool that we'll get to see that counterplay coming out. But I think this is going to be really winnable for Marietta. They're already getting control of Small Tower, and we see Spoon on the Nook going for some extra map control and dining. very excellent clear so far. It looks like we're going to get the upper part of the map pretty easily. It looks like it's just going to be a 5-man hold below. This is really, really good for Marietta. And Cade is going up Fraser Stairs, going to be trying to see if he can get contested a little bit. And Spoon is going to be pre-firing a little bit into split, seeing if he can get any damage off. But nothing too crazy so far. We do have meeting control, which is absolutely excellent. And Funka does get the first pick of the game on Tommy the Cat. We won't see that canister coming out anytime soon. And a nice, unfortunate that we weren't able to get a refrag onto Ions. But actually, no, Static does actually manage to get the refrag, and then Rez and Funka are taken out, one by Cade. 3v3 scenario still absolutely winnable. Spoon does manage to get a pick onto Fragged, and that does mean that we are up on this attacking round. Very, very big for Marietta. We still have hard breach. Again, that is really, really good for getting meeting hatch if we can get control of that, establish some pressure. We can chill here, right? We have a minute 30. There's 2 of them. It's a Mira and a K. They're both 1 speed. They're both loud. They both have to stay on site. All we need to do right now, we can get freezer hatch. We can get meeting hatch. We can get some control, and it looks like that's what we're doing right now. And they don't have anything to stop it. The Cade Claw is going to get disabled by the Thatcher grenade. We're getting control of freezer hatch, and Spoon also managed to get a pick onto Cade. The only person on site has to be Mira. And it looks like we're going to collapse finally onto the last opponent, or try to get a plan off. And we're nading the drone hole to establish some extra control of sight. And Spoon gets the frag with the Desert Eagle to close the round. And the round 1 for Marietta will go to the Pioneers.
Great execution, as you was talking about, getting the early control, getting into all those rooms, and then just get them into the position they need to get those picks.
Yeah. As you can see, map control really runs this game. The defenders did not contest upstairs really at all. The Cade kind of walked up Fraser Stairs, but that doesn't really count since Fraser was barricaded off. So it's not like he could have really contested anyway. So that was a really, really good play by Marietta. The opening pick, and it was just a domino effect from there. We got a few, there's a few picks, but Static was able to manage that refrag. The Cade did manage to get a pick and escape away with it, but it doesn't matter if we can collapse on the site when 3v2. And now it looks like Purdue is going to go bedroom upstairs. We have the Mira again. We have the Solus. We have Thorn, Mute, and Wamai. So it looks like we're going to have a bit of a roam heavy, a little bit more roam heavy here. The Thorn might be able to go for some crazy plays. The Solus will probably play below site and will be able to deny plant with her impacts most likely. And the Mira is probably just going to play in the attic, and Thorn will have her trap set around on site and mute for drone/wall denial. Now, Marietta does not have a hard breach here. They have hard breach gadgets. They have the secondary hard breach from Spoon, but that's it, which is pretty interesting going against this site. So I wonder what their strat's going to be, and it does seem that we are going to have another spawn peek from the side of Spoon, and that is so unfortunate to see, but it does seem like we've been encountering this problem before, but if this is the biggest problem we're going to have and we just need to pre-fire stuff, I think this game's going to be over if Marietta can just make sure we're not getting picked off really like that. No refrag coming out from Marietta. It seems that we're just going to have to proceed this 4v5. We still have some interesting veto with the Dokebi and the Yana getting some extra intel here. And we're already pushing up White Stars Funka, trying to secure a pick to get back that man advantage. Again, you kind of want to play a little bit extra aggressive here. You are down a guy, so it's not like the manning advantage is going to get any better without you getting something off. And we do see that Thorn is playing near split and could be a potential fight with Funka going on very soon. And Spoon does manage, not Spoon. Funka does get taken out. I'm watching the stream on the other monitor, and I give it a delay. Funka does get taken out, and we are in a 2v5 now. Ions is just going absolutely crazy with Solus. What an amazing character to play against. And it seems that Evangelos and Rez are trying to take control of Green Hallway. Tommy the Cat's sitting in split, making sure that he's holding on that side of meeting. And Rez is going to be nearly on the opposite side of the map in Small Tower. Maybe they're going to try to meet up to see if they can push perhaps White Stairs. It's going to be very difficult for them to establish some sort of control with the amount of roamers that are still out and about. But it seems that they are meeting up in Showers Hall and potentially pushing up White Stairs. We could use a Dokebi call to at least disrupt the opponents or see if there's any sound cues, since they do have mute jammers, but they'd have to be on site to counter them. It looks like we are getting the phone call coming out from Evangelos. And there is a pick from Rez. It's going to put us in a 2v4, but Kevi is going to be down, and it's going to be a 1v4, and Glug does manage to secure the final kill. Or actually, no, Ion secures the final kill, and Glugnug gets the down finish. So, yeah, really tough round for Marietta. That spawn peak, again, it seems like the opening pick is really going to set the pace for the round. We really need to make sure that we're playing super safe. Ions, I'm going to probably say was the sole reason that round was won by Purdue, and everyone does a really good job, but I rarely say this, but Ion really showed up there. He really made sure that round was going to be hard for us to win. So really good job by Purdue that round. Now we're tied up 1-1 with Purdue going back downstairs, the site they lost against Marietta previously. So this is going to be another challenge for them. They're switching up their comp a little bit. They're running a Maestro instead of, I believe they did Jaeger last time. So they're running a Maestro, a little bit more anchors. This means there's going to be 3 1-speeds on site from the side of Purdue. So a lot of slow guys. Probably going to be another 5-man hold if I had to guess. And the Wamai is going to be their only source of main denial. The Tuberal is probably going to combo with the Cade just for util burning on the Habana. Now, let's see if Marietta can just hold on to their lives for a little bit and not get spawn peak, but I doubt there's going to be any spawn peaks coming out from Purdue because it just doesn't seem like there's that many. Again, I have the delay up on the other stream. There we go. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be any spawn piece coming out here because a lot of these characters have active util. You don't want Wamai spawn peeking because if he dies, that's 5 discs. I believe it's still 5. Maybe they changed it to 6. I'll have to check that they can't use anymore. So I think there's just too much util from their side to even go for something like that. And again, Marietta has control of bottom white stairs already. And they're pushing into Z to see if they can clear any roamers, but I don't think there's going to be any roamers. As we can see, there's already plenty of map control for Marietta. It looks like they'll be able to get control of security where they can get freezer hatch open, although they might be trying to do the Tuberal Cade combo to prevent the hard breach. But I think Marietta can get a little confident here. I think they're allowed to take a little bit extra space. The defenders are just trying to hold below. They're trying to just delay. They're trying to delay Marietta from getting control. As you can see, there is the Thatcher grenade. So we're going to get the Habana pellets onto the hatch. And it looks like we might not be able to... It looks like Purdue won't be able to stop it from going off as Tuberal and Cade are on opposite sides of the site. But it looks like they will be holding heavily onto meeting hatch. Let's see if Tuberal can stop the pellets from going off. That's most likely what's going to happen. And yes, it is. As you can see, there's the freeze AoE, as you can see right there. That is what prevents the pellets from going off. It doesn't destroy them, but it does prevent them from going off. Now, we do see the mirror window being held in freezer. It's going to be really hard to push freezer when that mirror window is there. You don't want to push against that. You might have to use something like an ace charge to try and destroy it. That might be your best course of action. Or maybe throw a grenade left side to clear it. But we don't have an ace charge for freezer right now. Ace is on the opposite side. So pushing freezer is generally just going to be really difficult. We don't have any smokes either, so pushing that is just, it's going to be hard to meet up with your boys. And it looks like we have Thatcher solo on Blue and Spoon. Looks like they may have managed, and Funka does get the opening pick onto Ions. Excellent play by Funka. That's the exact pacing that we need. And it looks like we're close on freezer already. That does grant us freezer control, and Evangelos gets a pick onto Frag. And we also have another pick from Funk onto Tommy. And then one is still remaining pillar. But looks like we do manage to get a refrag onto the Cade by Spoon. And the attackers will win round 3 with the res closing out the final frag.
Yeah, that was
excellent job from Marietta.
That was just well executed. But as you mentioned, it was surprising how much Purdue Fort Wayne conceded in that map. Like you said, they were just kind of hanging on right by the bomb site, not even trying to spread out, and Marietta was able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I think what they're trying to do is just heavily rely on util. Just hold on to hatches, try to hold on, prevent Marietta from pushing down certain areas, and just hold really nice crossfires. Like we saw that Mira, it's really annoying to push into a Mira on freezer, but Funka managed just to face check the Mira and get a kill off of it, and managed to get freezer control and managed to get another frag off of it. That was a huge hole in the defense once that pick was gotten. Again, it looks like the opening pick is setting the pace every single round. It might have taken a little bit longer in that round. It was like 5v5 for so long, but it still holds true. we have a similar comp. We have the same site coming out again from Purdue. However, they're running a much different comp. They have the Solus again. Looks like Ions is going to get a little bit more aggressive. Marietta is going to have to take their time here. And it looks like we're going for the Blitz Rush. It looks like Marietta is going for a rush strat onto this site. This is going to be absolutely amazing. We do see Wamitis on the front double door and Blitz rushing in through Garage. I don't know if they're going to expect this because they don't have a Mira. The Blitz doesn't have to be afraid here. And the Blitz is going to be rushing onto the Wamai. And Wamai is running back down Laundry stairs and calling out to his friends. But there's 3 people on Laundry and the smoke is coming out from Marietta. And it looks like they're trying to get control on the site. There's a Goyo stopping them from being able to get in. But a beautiful flash from Blitz. And he does manage to get Maestro and Wamai to 1 HP. The HP difference is actually really minimal here. Spoon does manage to get a pick with Glass. And it looks like we're still in sort of an even man count, but Purdue was looking at really low with HP. Maestro is on a shrivel of health, and so is Wamai, very low. It's a 5v2 right now. Marietta still managed to keep all alive, and it looks like this rush strat is working. And Marietta does manage to get the final pick and close out that round.
And you probably don't hear this, but the stream's going to hear it. The team is just like, they're so psyched that rush strat did work.
That was awesome. And as we saw the last time we tried that strat, we were going against a Mira, which struck a little bit of fear into Rez when he was rushing with Blitz, but this time they didn't have a Mira. Rez confidently threw his smokes to cut off vision and ran in there. And it didn't matter that the Goyo was going off. We saw that it looks like we're going to have a rehost.
Yeah, they asked for a tech pause, so they don't have to actually rehost. You can pause the timer.
Oh, nice. I forgot about that. But yeah, we saw that as Rez was rushing into the Laundry site, the Goyo canister went off. But it doesn't matter if the Goyo canister goes off because the Goyo canisters don't slow you, they just damage you. You can run through them and you'll take minimal damage, which is exactly what Rez did. In this strat, Rez doesn't care about slowing down. He keeps going all the way onto the Laundry rotate, and he manages to get the flash onto the Wamai, tons of damage off. Yes, he only has a pistol, but he gets plenty of damage off to the Maestro to where he's 1 HP. And Marietta manages to just get so much site control that way. It's such high pressure, and it was perfectly timed too. This was just when Purdue was going to attempt to play a bit more aggressive. They're like, okay, we're holding basement, we're trying to play passive, and they're just slowly, methodically clearing everything, getting site control, and it's just not working. Let's play a bit more aggressive and slow them down, catch them off guard. Right when Marietta decides to do the rush strat. Absolutely perfect timing for them to not go against the mirror anymore because they switched off of it. Spoon manages to get that opening pick, I believe, and I believe it was also a flawless round. I don't think a single person on Marietta's team died that round.
Spoon got knocked down, but I don't think he actually went out.
Yeah, I think he got res. That is absolutely awesome. I think that strat included a blitz, a glass, I think a lion as well to add extra pressure to the defenders, and I think a few others that.
Of course, the Monty. Rez was on the Monty, leading the way.
He was on blitz.
That was the blitz. Okay, I thought it was a Monty. Yeah. I wasn't paying attention.
No, yeah. Monty is like Monty's the one where the shield gets huge.
Okay.
If you're moving really fast, it's blitz. If you're running, blitz is the one that holds it. Although there will be a change coming up where Monty will also be able to run with the shield in front of him, which will be really interesting. I don't know if it's going to be added, but it was put into the test server to where Monty will run with the shield up just like Blitz does. He just can't flash. Yeah, really interesting gameplay. I really am so happy that rush worked because in VOD review it's going to be a lot more awesome to talk about your triumphs, because in VOD review you really want to look at the stuff that you can improve and everything, but it is grueling to go through an entire VOD review with no fun plays being examined. So it's going to be nice when Marietta reviews this.
And so far, I mean, the Pioneers are up 3-1, so this has been a very good performance so far. We'll see if they keep up that momentum. Although with the technical pause from Purdue, hopefully that doesn't interfere with the Pioneers' momentum.
Yeah, a lot of things you'll see them utilize a timeout to try and slow things down, figure out what's going on. I really think that Purdue the strat difference really messed them up there. If they would have stayed with the Mira, they might have won, because Rez would have been very scared to push down Laundry, because again, fighting against a Mira as you're running towards her, you have to have no fear if you're blitz, and Mira has naturally struck fear into Rainbow Six players ever since year 2 when she came out. Pushing that is just so difficult. But since no Mira was there, it was a green light for the rush strat from Marietta. Really good job. Looks like we're going to kids dorms for Purdue. They're going to be playing the Solus. The Solus has been their strong suit, as well as the Azami for the concrete pancakes. We have the Frost for the mats to counter any excessively aggressive plays, the Mute for the wall/drone denial, and then Womai for the nade denial. Marietta will be using a Jackal here, which is really good. Marietta knew that their weakness on attack against the non-basement sites was Solus, so the Jackal will be utilized to find the footprints of the Solus and track her down, because she is the one roaming the most. If they can manage to track down this Solus, pick her off, this will be a very easy site to play. And we do see that there is no spawn peek coming out from Purdue, which means that Spoon is still going to be on his feet, and this round already has a higher percentage chance of us winning. Static is going to be using his Iona clone to get a little bit of initial intel, and we do see Jackal looking and trying to use his scanner to find any footprints, and since there's no footprints, he can freely walk into areas knowing that there's going to be nobody nearby, although he might see some footprints near Laundry, as the Solus just ran downstairs, and he does see the red footprints right there, and there is Solus, just as I predicted. Solus is going to be detected as on the actual basement, just trying to play super safe, and he does manage to take out Solus. That is a huge pick for Marietta. The person that was the kryptonite for them is taken out. Now Funka does get traded on top white, which unfortunately he was 1 HP. It's sad that we can't get a trade out of him, but it is a Mute holding top white stairs. Spoon is going to be getting vertical play in kitchen, while it looks like Evangelos is going to be pushing down Freezer stairs to get control of cams. He's going onto Solus's dead body to get control of cameras. Now Funka can get onto the opponent's cams and get extra intel onto the defenders. This is huge. This is why the Dokebi pick, although it's a wild card pick, is really good for these scenarios. There is a frostbite on that big window. I really hope they don't jump into that. But now Funka, although he's dead, has access to all of the defending cameras. Granted, there's only the default ones, still better than nothing. And 2 of the defenders from Purdue are down. And this is a huge moment for Marietta right now. It's technically a 3v2. Does Marietta know it, though? And 1 is going to be rezzed, as well as the Womai pretty soon if Marietta doesn't do something about it. This is a 3v3, but could be a 3v4, but Marietta still has a massive HP advantage. And it looks like Spoon does get killed by the defender up top while he's trying to get vertical control from below. Still a winnable round, very low opponents. We just need to have that strength, that courage to be able to push stuff if they want to go up white stairs, for example. It looks like this is going to be a really tough round, though. I really don't think we should funnel through this big window. We have 30 seconds. We probably should have, and there is the frost mat that we should have called out. And that's going to be the final, that's going to be the ending part of the round for Marietta. Really tough round. Really close round, though. I don't think Marietta knew that they had downed so many people, though. So it's a tough one. That is a really tough round. But as we did see earlier, we did drone that frost mat. Whoever threw the drone in initially, they turned around and saw a frost mat. There was a little bit of debris on it, but we did see it. So there had to have been a miscall, but Marietta did not call that out because Rez did not know that frost mat was there and was taken out by it. And every time, like, if you know there's a frost in the enemy team, you just kind of have to predict the placement of our frost mats on very common locations. The very big window is a common location. You have to pre-fire at the ground while you're vaulting in. Stuff like that is just really going to be common. And it looks like Purdue is going to be sticking the same picks as they had, some of the same picks as they had the previous round. The frost mat works, so they're bringing back the frost. Same with the Solus, the Goyo for quick entry denial. And it looks like we're going to be seeing Marietta do a big tower push here. As we can see, the castle barricade onto Green Hall is going to be placed along with the Goyo to just try and deny Marietta from getting as much map control as possible. And then we're barricading and reinforcing off dining. So Marietta has multiple ways they can push this, but it looks like they're going to try, if I had to guess, we like to do a lot of big tower pushes. But looks like we're actually small tower side, which could be very big for Marietta since they can get control of dining very, very easy. There's very few people playing over there. We don't have a Jackal this time, so finding that Solus is going to be a matter of the drone. But we still have, and we do see that Rez is going to be down really early into the round, and he does get spawn peaked. Again, Marietta is really taking a lot of hits with these spawn peaks. If we don't get spawn peak, we really can establish a high advantage right now. But we can see Ions, he's now at half HP and he can't get healed, which is good, but still, it would have been nice if we could get a refrag or something. It looks like Ions is going to be playing near security, and Spoon is going to be, again, looking for some sort of pick, trying to get some sort of map control. He does throw out a drone to see if he can figure out the guy that's playing close near security. And it looks like there's two playing top white, and Funga will be taken out by the top white player. They're playing very, very aggressively in this area. And you see that Solus does manage to take out Spoon, and now it's just Static and Evangelos in a 2v5. Really, really tough scenario. Again, these opening picks, they're really, really important rounds. Static does manage to get one pick onto Glug, and Ions is extremely low, so he may go for an ego swing here and give him another free pick. And he does manage to get a nice pre-fire onto the Frost, and he doesn't get to very low HP, but Ions does manage to get that final pick. But nice pre-fire. Marietta just really, again, that opening pick is just so important. It sets the pacing for the rest of the game. It really, really does. It sets that pacing. We really need to play super, super safe when we come out of spawn. I guarantee. Okay, and now actually we're switching to defense. So a 3-3 split on offense is really not bad. That is still super, super winnable, and the game is still very, very. I honestly say it's in Marietta's favor a little bit, as it's an even split for offense and defense. It would honestly, I think we could have gotten 4-2, but 3-3 is absolutely doable here. Marietta is going to be taking basement first, and it looks like Purdue is going to try out their own sort of blitz rush. Most likely it's going to be a rush from blue with a Finka, Gridlock, Sens, and Dokebi. Most likely the Sens is going to try and throw his little wall on a site. Glugnug right now is playing, was the one playing Sens. The character, you throw a disc onto the ground and it creates sort of like a big wall of light, kind of like a wall smoke from Valorant, and it just gives you a lot of free space that the defenders would have to peek through to get back the map control. So it looks like you can do a lot of rush strats with this. And yes, we're doing a classic year 3 season 1 rush with Lion, Finka, Blitz, and Sens and Dokebi, and they're running through blue, and we're not playing elbow. This is going to be a very, very interesting play. Evangelist is about to be met with an absolute with a haymaker of opponents coming in from blue double door, and it looks like he is just now getting ready to hold on to blue. He does not have a shield anymore, as they took that away from him, but we do have a decent amount of utility set up. We have Malusi gadgets. We also have Goyo gadgets as well. So we're going for an early peak from Evangelos, and we're popping the Goyo canisters already. I think we might have thrown another one of the canisters, although we do have all the Goyos off right now. That's a little early into the round. We're not at the 2-minute mark yet, which is a little annoying, but it looks like we're really just waiting here. There's 4 attackers outside just sitting blue, and I'm not sure where the 5th one is. This could be really, really interesting. I'm not sure if they're going for like a late flank or something, but it does look like we're going to be pushing off of the Lion push. It does off the Lion scan, but it does not matter because the smoke is not going to stop somebody, and it does seem like we're getting absolutely destroyed by the rush right now, and the only person that's left alive is Static. I'm not sure if the opponents do know his location right now. He is on pillar, and that's going to do it. So it's really, really hard to hold on to blue if you don't have a shield. But another factor is the fact that Smoke's canister is nice, but it really doesn't do enough damage to completely stop people from running through it. So I think Evangelist really had a bit too much faith in that smoke. I wonder if Marietta probably heard the Blitz, because Blitz is very, very loud. When you hear him walking, he makes a very loud, clunky sound, so you can tell if they have a Blitz, as well as they have Lion. If they have Blitz and Lion and they're going blue, those should be neurons firing in your head saying they are going to rush. So a smoke grenade will not stop them. They'll take a little bit of damage, whatever. We get blue control, we get on site, which is exactly what Purdue did there. So It looks like that is going. We might be switching back onto another blitz for this round, which will be very, very interesting. And back on, it looks like we're going to be doing an Amaru rush from Purdue this round. They really like maintaining control of these rushes, it seems, for their second attack round. But Marietta's playing upstairs. I'd really be interested to see how this plays out. The blitz could go up white stairs, I suppose. But Marietta is still playing some stalling util here. We have the Maestro, we have the Malusi, or the Goyo canisters to stop them from running in. But they really, really need to see where this aggression is coming from. A second rush in a row is pretty interesting. Let's see exactly where Purdue is coming from. It seems we're going to be going. Is this from basement? I'm not exactly sure. Purdue might be on the lower side. Finga does look like she is near bottom small tower stairs, or big tower stairs. And it looks like they may be going below kitchen now. Capitao is outside of big window, just holding, trying to maintain some control. I wonder where the blitz is right now. I don't see him bottom white stairs. He could go up armory and try and get in through trophy side. But Capitao's letting off some smokes already, but nothing to really capitalize on it. We do see the Alliance scan coming out, and there could be another blitz rush coming in with Static taking the initial part of the rush and trying to make sure that he can get the pick onto the blitz. The blitz is planning right now in the bunks, and this is not very, very good. If we could get a C4 onto that plan, it would be huge. But they do manage to get the plan off, and one is going to be playing outside on the bunks window. And we do see that there is potential for a C4, but the blitz is too close. So unfortunately, Mary is in a 2v5 in the post-plant scenario. But Rez is trying to hold on to white stairs, but gets taken out from the white window, and that's going to be it for Marietta this round. So again, we really need to make sure that we're coordinating util effectively. I think there was enough room for Evangelos to throw a C4 there to deny the plant, but I don't know if he heard it. And it looks like we're getting a timeout from the side of Marietta. Again, 2 rushes in a row, Marietta's falling to. Not a very good sign. I would say Marietta really needs to think about, okay, at the first sign of aggression, we need to be ready for it. We're playing a bit spread out, it seems. And we have some good util for stalling, but it doesn't matter if they coordinate the push and destroy all of it and then get on the site as soon as possible. It seems like that's what's going on here. It's okay if we play a little bit of util here and then hold some close angles and just chill. We can use a C4 to deny the plan from the blitz. If we want, we can play a bit more aggressively on that games window so they don't get control of that side, at least near the gen wall. And it's just really looking like Marietta just keeps getting rushed over and over, at least twice in a row now. And Tommy is auto-locking blitz now. Actually, he's going back to Ash. Maybe he'll switch to blitz. But we're going to see how exactly the defenders of Marietta are going to size up to this. Now, they are going basement. Actually, yeah, they're going back basement. They're going to see if they can hold on to this site a bit more effectively. And let's see if the attackers switch off, and it looks like, boom, they're going right back to that rush, back on the Lion. And then we also see a Jackal and a Brava instead of the Blitz, which is going to be pretty interesting. But Evangelos is back onto the smoke. I really think that we need a shield to hold blue, but if not, it's fine. I'm just like to see how exactly we're going to stop a rush from happening, but it looks like we're not going to see a rush this time. These are much more methodical operators coming out from Purdue, so we might see a bit more of a util game. We do have the Brava, we do have the hard breach for the hatches. This might be just more of a slow push, a slow take, and Funka will be able to counteract this with his roam on Vigil. So might be a little bit less pressure for the defenders. And it does look like the attackers are pushing from garage upstairs in order to get their initial control. And then Sledge is going to be doing some late pressure blue. Hatch is actually open in meeting. I believe this is just so the defenders can hold on to meeting for a little bit and then just drop Hatch and get back on the site. It's an easy way for the defenders to quickly rotate in case they feel like danger is on its way. So that way they can spend a bit more time holding more aggressively and burn more of the attacker's time. Sledge does burst open the green hall window, and Funka is going to be holding a little bit of a passive angle on it to see if Sledge peeks into it, but it doesn't look like Sledge is going to bite. And Dokebi is just sitting outside of bottom white window, seeing if there's any extra intel from the drones that they're getting. And we do have Laundry Hatch open from the Havana. Laundry Hatch doesn't really grant too much map control, but they do want it open just to have a little bit of extra pressure. And the security hatch is soft, but it is castled off, so I don't think the attackers will manage to get onto it yet. But actually, they do. They do get through to, it looks like, the security doorway. Actually, no, the security is still castled off, but we do manage to open up security hatch in case Spoon needs to drop back on the site. And Spoon does get Sledge extremely low, but does get taken down by Sledge, but he does get immediately refragged, and Marietta is in a slight HP advantage. Fragged is at 1 HP. If Funka can get 1 to 2 more picks, this round may be over. I mean, if he can keep this roam pressure, he still is upstairs, and we still have just a minute on the clock. And it does seem that Funka will be Dokebi called, and then will be taken out by Tommy off of that sound cue. Really, really good job with the coordination on the Dokebi. 3v4, although 1 is 1 HP, still very winnable for Marietta. They do have very little time, though, on the clock, 45 seconds, and they need to get that bomb down. Again, playing time here can be extremely, extremely useful. We just need to see exactly how the attackers are going to be pushing.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Now, we do see them droning in from laundry side, laundry stairs, and there could be some pressure from showers as well. Now, remember, both hatches are open right now. Freezer hatch and meeting hatch. They could drop behind and flank them at any time, but it looks like they're going to be doing a freezer laundry take, pinching in from either side. And we do see the smoke canisters coming out, which will down the Jackal, which is really, really good from the pre-fire. And Hibana is going to be taking some damage from the smoke grenade, throwing a second smoke grenade next to it. And we do see that going in through the rotate, passes static, and manages to gain control of laundry site. And we do need to stop the plant from going down. It's going off right off on the rotate, but he doesn't see it. But he does manage to stop the plant, and Marietta takes the round. Honestly, I could see this coming from a little while away. When it's 45 seconds left and you still don't see the attackers pushing somewhere, it's a little bit it's a little bit alarming. So just off time there, again, the smoke canisters managed to deny the plant, which was really, really, really good. And the attackers are forced to plant in a really disadvantageous position, and Smoke was able to deny the plant and win the round from that. That was really, really good.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Going into round 10, Marietta is down only by 1 round, and it seems that they can manage to bring back to make a comeback. It just needs to be said that looks like Purdue is going to be on a much more aggressive playstyle this round with the Amaru instead of a Thermite. And then they're just going to be playing an Ace for the hard breach, and then they're also going to be playing a Grim, which is very, very interesting. Now, Grim, I did a little bit of testing on Grim's gadgetry, and the radius of his gadget is absolutely insane. If you look at dorms right now in front of the big window, it probably covers all of that area inside that room. It is pretty amazing, and he gets 5 of them. And he's 3-speed with the Commando and EMP grenades. Ubisoft tends to do this. If a character is hated on, they just keep buffing them over and over again until they get too good, and then they nerf them again. That's just what they like to do. So, and Grim is no exception here. Now let's see where the attackers are pushing from. Looks like to be a big tower push with Ace taking control. Most likely Ace is just going to be taking down the attic wall, and Evangelos is going to try to put his jammer down last second, although you can still shoot that from below. It's a little bit of a delay on wall denial. It's nothing too crazy, and we do have both hatches being opened up in meeting and attic to facilitate faster rotation, and Spoon is going to be on the roam here using Solus to get any intel on the electronics. And it looks like we're going to see some early fights from Funka trying to fight Armory Stairs now. And he is also fighting near Trophy, and does get shot just a little bit, and he does get to 1 HP, but he is still alive and kicking. And it looks like the attackers really want to capitalize on that pick. They know they lit Jaeger a ton there. And we do see Evangelist taken out by Tommy the Cat from, looks like dorms or a kid's bedroom window. And attic is probably going to be pushed really, really soon. And we do see that the Grim is being utilized right now. As you can see all those bees flying out, really take control of attic, as we know no one can be anywhere in attic. It's really, really strong in that sense. and it seems that we're going to be in a 3v4. And again, the Dokebi call alerting the attackers of the positions to the defenders, and that forces defenders to put their guns down. But Funka does manage to get a pick, and so does Ions, and Funka's in a 1v3 with 1 HP. Does he manage to get any sort of picks off? And he does get taken out from a wall bang from Ions. Again, Ions doing working wonders for the team. Absolutely crazy round from Purdue. This has just been back and forth, and now Marietta is against the ropes here as they are in a 4-6 position, where if they lose this next round, they lose the first map, which is really tough for Marietta considering that they're only 2 rounds away from overtime. Marietta just really needs to focus up here. Again, looks like we're starting with the Amaru and Grim. We're going to be playing the Meeting Kitchen strat for Marietta, and Ion's back on the Ash. Looks like they like their picks from last round, and they'll start with those. Let's see what they switch to when they find out what site it is. And it looks like we're doing... I don't know if Marietta has used their meeting site hold yet. I'd be interested to see exactly how they're tackling it. Looks like we're going to go for one of the older strats where we have the Meister Cam on the stage trying to deny the plants on the site, and then we have a Castle, which I think Castle still, I think he does still have 4 barricades, which I think is honestly, I like that change. Really useful for just denying entry in certain points with bulletproof barricades. Evangelos uses the Echo, which also denies plant. This looks like a very, very heavy plant denial strat.
Attackers are moving to
So the Maestro can be used to deny plant with his laser, and Echo can be used to deny plant with his gadget as well. The Castle forces the attackers to use some sort of util. However, they do have Sledge, which will be able to burn through them pretty easily, and the Mute Jammers prevent the wall from being blown up by Thermite. And again, bring in the Dokebi. It seems like Dokebi is being used every single round by Purdue. They do love that extra intel from being able to get a pick, get access to cams, and also be sure to trigger the phone call, which will really aggravate Marietta. And we do see the Gone 6 being used by the Buck to get easy control of, it seems like they're trying to get control of, it might be Bedroom right now. Yeah, he does manage to get control of Bedroom Wall and takes down Funka. And we do see that there was an attempted refrag by Spoon, but he does get taken out as well by Ions. It looks like they're really trying to get this vertical play into Kid's Bedroom, which is really, really interesting. They're trying to make sure that they get that easy plant denial. And we also see Fraggy to pick onto Static, which it seems that from Dining, Purdue is going to be taking control and destroying that single wall. However, there's an excellent off angle that Evangelist could get by jumping onto that computer, onto the computer desk. And we do see that the wall is going to be open from Dining, and there might be a free kill for Evangelist if he does hold on to the angle. And we do see that security is being pushed right now from the Buck above, trying to see if they can get any control of the area that Echo is in. And it looks like the plan is going to be initiated, and Evangelist might be able to deny it, as it is extremely close to Evangelist, and he does not see exactly where it's from, but he does manage to kill the Thermite. And he does manage to get a kill onto the Dokebi. And now it is a 1v3, but he does get taken out by the Gridlock, who is playing deep in Dining. Again, it doesn't seem that Evangelos heard exactly where the bomb was being planted, so he wasn't sure where it was going off, but he did eventually see after the bomb went down and got that final pick, those final 2 picks. Really, really tough round for Marietta. Again, those 2 opening picks, like I said, sets the pacing of the game. It really, really does, which is fine. These initial picks are okay. It's just we really want them to not be spawn peaks. As long as they're not spawn peaks and they're actual gunfights, we actually have a decent chance of winning.
Yeah, but even then, we're still seeing like that first pick seems to set the tone for the rest of the round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if something crazy happens at the beginning, you have to do something crazy to get back that advantage, and that just asks more and more of your team, which makes it more and more difficult for them to pull off something absolutely amazing like a 3K or a 2K or anything to just get that advantage taken away from the attackers or defenders.
Yeah, so it looks like everyone's going to take a quick break. So we're going to take a small break ourselves. I know in chat they're saying that the stream might be a little laggy. I was trying to adjust some of the settings, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do any more adjustments to the setting unless I take down the stream. But we'll keep tinkering with it to try to improve the frame rate as possible. That's one of the things about these streams. Like once you think you have it working right, it just decides to break on you. But we're going to take a quick break. So, Vincent, I'm going to meet you for just a second during that, but we should be back in a few minutes. All right, and welcome back. I need to unmute myself on Discord. There we go. I think the ready checks are starting to come in. So looks like it's going to be Chalet with Marietta defending first this time.
It did say, I think Knight typed that I might need to be turned up a bit. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did it earlier, so I think we're good. But yeah, I was telling everyone, like, I think the stream is still just a little choppy, And I tried to adjust the encoding settings that I can do, but I can't adjust anything else without taking down the stream. So we're just going to do the best we can, which that's the thing with OBS. It's like once you have everything working right and looks good, Siege is like that one game where it seems like it demands so much more. So I'm going to have to play around some settings later, and hopefully next week's match will not be as choppy.
Mm-hmm. We might have to. Do you have a specific? Also, do you have specific graphic settings on your when you're running the game, or do you have those on low? I wonder if like that it would do anything.
Well, I went ahead and adjusted the presets to make those better. But as far as like changing the FPS, I can't do that while the stream is running.
Okay.
So there's nothing. So we're just kind of stuck there. Which
But
is
honestly,
weird.
a really good first game though. This is pretty competitive. Marietta managed to put up 4 rounds, and they very well could take the next map. It's really just up to how they tackle this next one. Chalet has also been, it's been Marietta, so I really want to see what we can do with this next one. Really, really rather close games. Only 3-round differential for the last one.
Yeah, it seemed like it was like they had the momentum, and then that technical delay. I don't know if that's what threw off the momentum, but after that is where we started seeing kind of those initial picks, and Marietta just a lot of times they tried to force a refrag to try to tie it up, and it seemed like more times that backfired than it actually worked.
Yeah, I feel like in those scenarios they really need to like for instance when you're on the roam with somebody else and you're fighting someone, uh sometimes it's nice to be able to play safe and say when you guys both know that someone is somewhere, then you take a second, reposition, make sure you guys are near each other, then the first guy will take the fight. And if he loses it, then his teammate is right there to refrag it. So it seems like sometimes when we get that initial piece of intel, we're not exactly completely together. We take that first fight, and if we lose, sometimes the refrag is a little late, and that gives the opponent a little bit of time to reposition, a little bit of time to get their bearings, and they can take that next fight. And so I think that also can be a little bit of a weakness sometimes, is really making sure you're coordinating with your teammates so that your gunfights are as advantageous for you as possible.
All right, I think the Pioneers are still kind of going over the stuff with their coaches because it looks like Purdue Fort Wayne is ready, but Marietta has not said that they're ready just yet. Oh, okay. Now they're looks like they're saying that they're ready. So we should be getting into this next map any second now. But while we're waiting, I'll throw a quick plug in here as we're getting things set up. The next stream after today will be on Saturday as our Smash team will be playing against University of St. Francis at 10 a.m. And then our Fortnite team will be back at 3 o'clock where they will be competing in the NACE Starleague traditional split. And we'll see if they can get more points to qualify for the championship in March. But, all right, we are in Chalet. Marietta defending first. Let's see what they take out. Looks like they are going to get rid of that Jackal. They don't want to be tracked down early on.
Yeah, really, I do see how we could get a bit more roam on this map, so Jackal is really nice to just get rid of. Purdue going for the Ying ban again. They really seem to not like that character, as she is really easy to use, and also there's just tons of projectiles to burn ADSs and Remi discs. So I can see why they would want to get rid of her. Let's see what their defense ban is. I think last time they chose Fenrir, and they choose him again. Again, really safe bans. Stuff that is just frustrating to play against. Let's see what Myriad chooses for this Chalet. They are on defense first, so they could make a pick that benefits them on this first half and not get rid of someone that would hurt them in any of their strats. And it just does seem like we're getting rid of the Mira, so Marietta will not be using Mira in their initial defense strats on Chalet. So let's see what Marietta's come up with for this map. And let's see how they defend for the first part. So, and keep in mind that Marietta, they only got 4 rounds last map, but 3 of those were attacking. So that's honestly pretty good from Marietta's side. So That means that they are able to get these offensive rounds. So starting with these defensive rounds, they've really got to show up and set the momentum here, and get these defensive rounds, get a good advantage, and then just finish the job on offense.
Or even just going even. If they can do that, then that will allow them to get that edge on offense. Which is interesting because historically, as you know, like you guys, usually the team does very well on defense, and it's offense that they struggle with. So it's interesting that we kind of have the opposite in this case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also think it's coming from Marietta knowing that in certain strats they can be very, very confident in their fights and pushing stuff. And I really think confidence is a big determinant in your performance in game, because I think half of being better than someone else is playing like you are and believing that you are. And then that sets you up for the actual engagement. And then all you have to do after that is aim and click. And sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes people will be discouraged when it doesn't work and they don't try again. So I think when strats are predetermined and Marietta knows what's going to go down, they know what they're supposed to do. The coaches may tell them, hey, don't worry about playing safe here. I want you to just push, and if it gets you killed, it's whatever. And Marietta took that really to heart and was able to establish some serious map control in those previous rounds. Looks like we're having a bit of a loading problem from Marietta's side.
That's making me a little nervous.
Yeah, it could be. I'm not sure. It could be from either side. Might need to rehost.
I'll have to see. Or watch it crash on me and then we're not even in the game at all.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little unexpected. Hopefully it resolves itself really soon. I'm going to check to see how things look on the team real quick, so give me 1 second.
All right.
Okay, so it looks like everyone's stuck in this.
Oh, that's good. At least it's not just us.
Right, but the question is who's going to get DC'd?
Mm-hmm.
With my luck, it's going to be us. Yeah, there's something going on with the connection, but which is interesting. Yeah, so it's looking like there'll be a disconnect and there'll have to be a rehost when it happens. And it was definitely, well, removed due to excessive loading time. So it might have been everyone, or it might have just been me. Well, let's see how we're going to handle this, because I don't really have a way to get back into the game, I think. Yeah, I don't think I have a way to do it. Trying to think here on how we can handle this. Yeah, because I can't have the team swap to NDI in the middle of their match. So I don't know if we're going to be able to stream the second game.
Are they in game?
Let me check real quick.
They might be able to rehost.
You guys got everyone got kickdowns? Both of us? Okay, so alright, that's good. Okay, so I guess it was both Spoon and me. So they're gonna recreate it.
Nice.
Let me see here, but yeah, they're gonna you invite. Get back in here. But yeah, so they're gonna recreate it. So there was some connection issues. So it wasn't just me, but Spoon also DC, which is interesting because none of the other computers in the esports room had that issue. But we're gonna take another stab at this, and hopefully we'll be able to get it working just fine. But now I'm gonna have to reset the some things here. So while the bands are going on, I'm gonna have to swap over here. See if I can get everything here figured out.
Yep, and it looks like we'll just redo the same bands.
Yep.
From my end, though, the stream does look a little bit smoother than it had been. Or at least it wasn't as choppy.
Let's see. I think I'll have to wait until... Yeah, we'll just have to wait until everything loads back up here so I can make sure I get my Stream Deck commands set up properly. Let's hope. There we go.
As many bombs as they can.
Nice.
I'm not sure what happened there, but we are in now. Appreciate everyone's patience. Maybe it was just a hiccup in the connections.
So it looks like we're starting on the bar bomb sites, and Rez is going to be on the Echo, setting up as the site anchor. And Echo's pretty nice on this site, just, again, holding on to. Looks like we don't have a Maestro. It's just going to be Echo maintaining intel for his teammates. You can also use his drones for a little bit of help for your roamers. We do see Evangelos on the Melusi, Funka on Jaeger, and then Spoon on the Zombie and Static on Frost. Frost is actually not that bad on this site. I remember that from previous years. It's pretty nice to be able to hold off the double windows with your Frost mats. We see the Flores being used by Purdue. So let's see exactly how the util clearing is going to go out from Purdue's side. Looks like we're already getting control of Library, over coming up to the top, and opening up a bar window where Purdue is really just trying to establish some control pretty early in the round. They want to get this job done. And some early gunfights coming out on top Library stairs. And we do see, again, it looks like... Oh, I thought that was a Dokebi, never mind. We have a... so we will be having a Finka assisting with any healing going on. So any gunfights or downs from Marietta side could be rezzed by the Finka. And we do see that Spoon is holding on to top fireplace stairs and just holding on to Library. And we do see the Flores drone being used to clear out a little bit of utility, open up some sight lines. And it looks like actually there was one trying to destroy the zombie barricade on Big Window, it looks like. And let's see if library control can be utilized here. The hatch in library is still closed, but it is soft. Tommy the Cat is going to just be holding on to the top library hall with the diffuser in his hand, but Spoon does manage to get that first pick, but gets refragged pretty quickly by Glugnug. And Frag will also manage to take out Funka. So Marietta is now in a 3v4. We did get opening pick, but again, that instantaneous refrag and the pick onto Marietta puts us in a bad spot. Marietta is going to still hold on to site, but it looks like vertical control is going to be lost for the time being. And now collapsing onto site is going to be a big problem for Marietta, as they do have access to the Capital, to flame arrows, to make sure that there's any control that needs to be made. It can be done, especially in combination with the Finka boost, which is being used right now to assist with any pushes, which gives a temporary boost in health to each of the operators. And we do see the Capitao using his smokes to smoke off the nice plants, and Capitao looks like it is going to be Tommy the Cat is going to jump in and go for the plant. Can Echo use one of his drones to deny the plant? And he does manage to do so, but he gets right back on the plant. And it looks like Evangelist does manage to kill Tommy the Cat, who had the defuser, and now the defuser's down on site. He does manage to get out of that for free. But Ash does manage to get the diffuser, and now he's on site. It's a 3v2 from against Marietta's favor, and Glug does take out Evangelos and also takes out Static for the final kill. So again, not a horrible round. We just had those initial picks were really, really tough. We got the first pick and got refragged, and another one of us taken out, and it was just the law of trades, just trade back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Really, really, really tough. But again, we did have the Plantanao util. Evangelos somehow managed to get that pick onto the Flores while his teammate was actively holding double window. That was an insane play to manage to get that. But we ended up not being victorious, I think just because of the overall man disadvantage slightly early on. But we did get the opening pick. It was just really, really good refrags. So it seems like Marietta is now going to be going down to the basement snowmobile site in Wine. We do have the alibi being used by Funka, which will be pretty interesting, and the Azami, Mute, Alusi, and Valk. Valk is a very, very useful operator. As you know, we can use her cameras and put them in random locations to eventually just gain so much intel onto the opponents that it's difficult to tell where any of them are unless you have an IQ. We do see the blitz coming out from Purdue. This could be a really, really quick rush. I would like to see what they're going to try to do. They might try and get snowmobile wall open and go from there, but it looks like that might actually be what they're doing. Sometimes you can take a blitz rush through Wine, but it looks like we're just going to try and get control of the snowmobile wall and see if we can blitz rush into closets. That might be the strat that's going to be utilized by Purdue. And actually, Blitz is actually going to be going to the window on the top main stairs. He might barrel his way into there and run down the stairs to challenge Evangelos, who's holding the bottom stairs right now. This could be a really crazy fight. But actually, no, we still see Blitz sitting outside, just trying to see how he's going to tackle this next push. We do see the thermite charge going off, and Blitz is actually not in first. It's Sens who has the defuser, which is really, really crazy. We do have Blitz going down, and Sens going down to half HP, but the plane is still going down as we speak, but Thermite gets off of it. He does not stick the plane. And Evangelos accidentally team kills Rez, and we do see that the bomb does not go down. Luckily, it stopped at the last possible second, and Marietta is at a man advantage and an HP advantage, but Sens does have frags. I forgot they gave him frags to try and clear out Evangelos' position. But a really, really good start for Marietta. They have diffuser in sight, and they're at a man advantage. Blaz goes down to half HP as well, but Evangelos does get taken out by Ions. Again, Ions is not playing around. He wants to get this win, but he's still at a rather big disadvantage. And Funka does manage to take down Frag, and we do see that Marietta does close out the round. Sorry, mine's a little bit laggy, but I do see that Marietta did finish the round.
Yeah,
that's what's gonna happen.
It's like as soon as Funka got one, like two more just went down out of nowhere, and Marietta ties it up.
They really put themselves in a bad position. I feel like this was kind of a misplay on Purdue's side. I really kind of wish it just feels like the plant was very, very scary. I don't know about planting in that corner. It does seem that they can't hold it from outside, but the Sens wall kind of messed with the team. As Blitz wasn't the first person in the site, he actually held back and Sens went in first, and then Blitz went in, and he was taken down by the Maestro. I think it was the Maestro, I'm not exactly sure, but it was just kind of lopsided. I feel like Blitz should be going in first in that scenario, as he is the shield and does clear a path, and at least puts a bit more pressure on the defenders, but Blitz stayed outside a bit too long, and that kill going on to the Sens right there to stop the diffuser and plopping it in the middle of the site, even though Evangelos did manage to team kill Rez. It's really tough for the attackers to get the diffuser back when it's in the middle of sight, not planted. So we do see the next round, Marietta is going to be in kitchen, and they're going to be using a similar operative lineup. And Purdue is going to be using the Brava and the Finca to try and see if there's any way they can methodically approach this. They might need to get a hold of this fireplace wall, this double wall in front of us right here. And Evangelos is still going down the 90 hall to see if there's any early. Oh, he does get picked off early. I did think it was a little weird for him to be off site like that, and he does get picked off almost instantly by Ions. That's a really, really big pick, as the Echo has really, really good late round potential, but now all of that is gone in the blink of an eye. We do see that Marietta is in the 4v5 already so early in the round, but Spoon is trying to hold on to Library Stairs and sit back near Piano to see if he can get some extra picks near the master side. This seems to be a really nice roam setup to just maintain control of upstairs before eventually having to drop back down on the site, as the attackers will try to take vertical play first and then go down onto the kitchen site, most likely reaching after that. We do see that Spoon is still holding on to master control, but Spoon does drop back down in the kitchen, and Rez does get a frag onto Tommy the Cat that is now an even man count from the side of Marietta. And we do see that Rez does get cleared out, though, on top of Fireplace Stairs. It's a 3v4 in terms of those that are up and running. And I don't know if Rez will be able to be Rez here. It's just, it's not an ideal position for him to be. He will most likely be taken out unless the opponents don't know they took him out, but I think they did. They just probably can't finish the kill now. We do see that Marietta Static is still playing near Trophy, and Frag does manage to take down Spoon, actually, so now it's a 2v4 for Marietta, with Funka still trying to hold on the site, holding a pixel peek onto the fireplace hall. And now their Static does drop on the site to assist Funka, and now we're at 50 seconds left, and some really huge plays need to happen very, very soon. And Capitone is dropping onto site with the fire bolts and smoke bolts in hand to cut off vision. And now it seems that the final execute is going into play. Static does get taken out by Frags, and Glug is going to be getting the plant down. Funka has to get some huge picks here to get something off, but he does get taken out from Trophy side by Ions. And the round does go to Purdue. Really, really methodical plays here.
I'm going to try one thing on Discord real quick to see if it helps. I'm going to unshare and reshare just a second for you.
Yep.
I want to see if this does something. Okay. I'm just curious to see if that makes a difference in the setup. I'm basically just sharing my screen instead of just Rainbow Six, but I don't know if that's actually making things better or worse.
I still see it's still lagging, but it's not. I can still see the game, so okay. It's not too horrible. Okay. As long as I can see the events going on.
Might be one other thing here. I might have to lower the resolution for you to see if it make the Twitch stream a little bit better.
It's still skipping as far as I can see. I think it might be like the actual like I don't know exactly what it is. But
attackers drop the diffuser.
We do see from Purdue side they are going to be trying to take control of Bar initially, while Marietta holds down. Marietta holds above actually, but Capitone was already using the smoke darts so early in the round, and we do see that the Frost Mat is going off. And we do see multiple exchanges picks on the site. Purdue was rushing straight in, and Frag is the last one alive, Spoon getting his picks. And we do see that Frag is stuck on live, Frag is, I think he's stuck outside. I'm expecting the wrong person. I think Frag is stuck on site trying to figure out exactly how he can push this in a 1v3 against Funka, Evangelos, Spoon. Not exactly sure how he's going to approach this. And Marietta just needs to control site, and Funka does manage to get that pick through the hatch. A really good round for Marietta. All right, now it's tied up 2-2. Really, really exciting. For this next site, looks like we're going to be going back down to Wine. And Marietta is going to see if they can do a similar do a similar hold as they had in previous rounds. Since it has been 3 rounds at least, Marietta can go back to a previous site they had already won. So it looks like we're just going to get a similar comp: the Alibi, the Azami, the Alibi, the Mutes, Malusi, and Valk. We can see if Purdue is going to change their strat a little bit. Last time they did have the Blitz, but the Blitz didn't go in first. They had a Sens, but the Sens kind of ran straight into sight with no one near him and kind of played it by himself. It's a little tough to hold on defuse when it's like that. Well, I think it's going to be a much more methodical push here because we do see the Ram being used by Purdue. This could be really useful for getting fireplace control and getting that vertical play to get control of to destroy any new jammers possibly, although I think there's multiple other ways we could take care of that with some EMP grenades. I'm not sure if it's going to be a wine push or a freezer push, but we do see the thermite, I believe, and we also have the Thatcher, so getting wall denial actually won't be a big problem at all. So let's see exactly where Purdue's going to push from. It looks like Purdue is still going to snowmobile side, but this may be the top library push to see if they can go from a top-down clear. We see some initial gunfights going on as we already have plenty of vertical play opened up in Fireplace right now. This is really, really interesting as we see Malusi sitting near dining, getting ready for any initial fights, and Buck is already in bar, ready to go, ready for any fights that are going to be that are going to transpire soon. And it looks like Buck is going to be trying to push down the blue stairs. Actually, he's going to go back into games. Maybe it's going to be a little bit too late for him. Mute does push up a little bit to maintain control of these blue stairs, trying to push onto this site with no arm breach or with no wall open. I think the wall was just opened recently. So now Marietta is still now on a 5v4 as Funka does manage to just barely get a frag onto fragged. So we're going to see that Marietta still has 1 minute 30 on the clock, but he does get down, but Smoot does get down by one person bottom library stairs and a second pick as well under Evangelos. Marietta is now on a 3v3 with an HP disadvantage. And another one also manages to take down Funka. But Static does get a pick back onto Purdue. It's a 2v2 scenario right now with Static taking a little bit of damage with Ram and Thermite. But I does see that Rez manages to get the pick onto Purdue, and now it's a 1v1 with Static being the last alive. He does need to make sure that he utilizes his cams and that he can stop Ram from getting any plan off. We'll see if there's going to be any play to make. Ram does not have diffuser right now and only has a few less than 30 seconds pretty soon to get the plant down. He does need to go for a play to grab it. Does seem to be at bottom main. Static is just holding a nice tight angle to make sure that if he crosses, he will see it. And we do see Ram running across site. And he does get the pick and secures the round for Marietta. Huge round for Marietta. Absolutely wonderful. Wonderful experience right there. A lot of back and forth picks. That's always the best way to experience Siege, is a really close game like that. That was a cool round to watch. Marietta is now up in this fight 3-2, and we will see them go into the final round of their defense, potentially securing a 4-2 lead for their offensive side, and or for their defense going into their offensive side, which could be extremely advantageous going forward. We do see Marietta setting up on the dining site. Now, it looks like Marietta still has the Echo, Valkyrie, Jaeger, Malusi, Frost. Now, the Frost is interesting. I'm not sure where they're going to be putting the Frost mats. I usually see her more on the bar site, but Frost could still be really useful. And we see the Valkyries getting assembled for their specific spots. And just lots of, looks like we just, lots of,
10 seconds left.
not only intel utility, but also the usual entry denying utility and nade denying utility to play off of for Evangelos if he does get naded on the site. We do see an Amaru and a Lion and a Sens being used by Purdue. This could be a crazy rush strat that we have not seen yet. Let's see where Purdue pushes from. It does sound like they're going from, this might be the trench door. The diffuser is going down to trench door. They could be running up from West Main stairs. This could be a huge play for Purdue. Let's see exactly what they're going to try to drone out against Marietta. We see plenty of drones taking the initial terrain below, and then slowly moving their way up to West Main, where Echo is right next to. And Sens is on the window to West Main, but he's going to be falling off, waiting for these drones to gain the intel that they need. And we'll see how this rush strat is going to be used. The Amaru, I'm really excited to see. Amaru also has diffuser. If Amaru goes too far into sight or goes too fast, we could have a repeat of the previous rounds or one of the past rounds where the diffuser's down on site and Marietta gets a massive advantage. The Lion's scan goes off and the thermite charge goes off, and Amaru is using her grappling hook all at the same time. Amaru is going for the plant on site. How exactly are they going to stop this plant from coming off? Amaru almost has the plant down, and it looks like she will be able to get the diffuser off. But it is a 5v4, but it also is post-plant. This is not an ideal position, and Evangelos does get picked off, as well as another pick from Trophy Window, but there's another pick from Marietta going back onto Purdue. It is now a 2v2 scenario. And now in a 1v2 scenario with Static, again, he has to do something crazy to manage to get this defuse. He has to get very aggressive here if he wants to get anything off. He has to really make sure that he is going for any possible kill that he can. And he is swinging out into the library hall, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get. But he does manage to get one pick onto the Thermites, or onto the opposite. I forget who else was alive. Thermite does secure the kill, though. And that's going to be the end of the round. Really tough. I feel bad for Static. So much pressure is put on his shoulders. He's in so many different 1vx scenarios right now. He did already get one earlier, which is more than enough so far with the amount of pressure that's being put on him. But he also almost manages to get this next 1vx. That would have been so amazing. But again, this is what I'm saying. Purdue started this post-plant scenario in a 4v5, and it just doesn't matter. This is why planting is so powerful in Siege. The defenders now have to get up off the floor, and they have to start fighting people. This is why, I don't know if the Echo drones were destroyed, but the Echo drones are extremely important in that strat. We can't be letting the attackers get the plant down. We have to have these passive Echo drones on site. We have to be ready to deny that plant with the Echo drone. And Evangelos was alive throughout the whole plant scenario. He just did not manage to get onto his cam and stop it. Maybe perhaps he didn't hear the plant going off earlier. But we really need to be denying this plant right now in order to stop scenarios like that from happening in the future. But that was a really cool execute from Purdue, and now it is tied up 3-3. And we will see the Solus being used by Ions, trying to get some nice picks for this offensive side. Again, Marietta started the side the same way, 3-3, as we have seen in the past. It all can change now, and Ion does take a massive amount of damage early on in the round. He attempted to spawn peek, but it seems as though he has failed, and he is now on almost a third of his HP. Really not a good way to start off this round. It looks like Marietta is a little bit upset that they didn't get to finish the kill, but this is still a much better position than they had been in previous times on Oregon. And it looks like Marietta is going to go for library control, droning out the initial window. And it looks like Evangelos does get taken out by Fragged, and that is going to be the opening pick. Successful for Purdue side, but still extremely winnable by Marietta. Ions is on very low HP, and there's no way of healing him. Can be taken out in any way, shape, or form. It looks like there's another frag. It looks like I can't see because of the resolution, but I think
Funka accidentally took out Spoon.
Oh, those are always tough. Those are tough team kills. It looks like Marietta's going to be in a 3v5 scenario now, but Ion is still low, and Frag also took a little bit of damage, but they're still trying to hold on to Library. We could use an extra drone here, or perhaps a zero cam to see where exactly people are pushing from or holding on to. There's definitely going to be one top library stairs, and there's the drone coming out from Marietta. Let's see if we can get some sort of control onto these top stairs. I'm not sure how much util they need to burn to get it, but they do need to start making moves now. Marietta is already at a disadvantageous position. They have to go for some sort of play. We do see that Smoke is holding extremely close on this window next to Funka, and the one does run out, but Funka manages to get the kill with the Claymore. Thank goodness it saved him right there, and that is going to be the first frag from Marietta back onto Purdue. This is still a relatively close round. One pick and the momentum could completely shift. We still do see that Marietta's at a slight disadvantage, but there's still room for Marietta to make some progress. 1 minute left, and Smoke has burned a canister onto bathroom window to deny any sort of entry. This is sort of seen as now potentially a weak side for Marietta to fight from, but Funka almost gets a pick onto the Smoke, but misses just a few shots there. And now Funka rotates to the piano window and does try to stun in, but it does get Kaba to Amidas, which you hear right now. And we do see the pick, I do see an initial gunfight from Static onto the piano player, but Static does get taken out by the smoke canister, and now it is a 2v4 for Marietta, but Funka does manage to get a pick onto the Frost. And now Rez is going to be taken out by the Legion, and Funka is now left at half HP in a 1v3 scenario against Ions, Tommy the Cat, and Glug. Will he manage to get this final pick? But he does get taken down by a Frost man, which is why I'm saying, if you know they have a Frost, and I think we killed the Frost, you really got to be looking to shoot those Frost mats when you jump in from a window. Although it is tough because you are in a 1v3 scenario, you're not thinking about Frost match, you're thinking about trying to kill the enemy team. So it's tough. It's really tough. But yeah, Marietta, I can't see the text chat because of the resolution, but I'm sure Marietta was having a rough time with those team kills during that round.
Yeah, that team kill definitely hurt him.
Yeah, it's really tough. I feel like Marietta honestly had a decent chance of winning to a degree. If first that spawn peak, if they did manage to kill Ion, that would have been huge. And with that, and if there was no team kill there, that round very well could have been a win for Marietta. So Marietta is only still down one round now. They still could bring this back, but they are going to be on the offensive side still, as we said before. It's going to be the 6-round split. So Marietta now has to attack the basement side. We will see that Purdue is going to be using the Goyo and Super Route potentially to deny the initial entry and then try to Cade trick with it, which I think has been used a lot lately. I'm not sure, but I'm seeing Super Route and Cade in a pair, so you probably can Cade trick with that. Ion still on the Solus, and then a Valk being used, because if Valk's not banned, you might as well use her. So much intel for free, so hard to spot it. And we see Marietta pushing from the big garage side, as it is called. And we're going to, or I think it's actually called, might be called small. I know the call was weird. It's either small garage or big garage, but they're pushing from the opposite garage side to get the initial info onto, looks like piano. And we do see a team kill coming out from Purdue. That might have been an accidental one.
No, it's a skin. There was a
skin.
They had an illegal skin, so they took him out.
Well, that's very honorable of them. I'm glad that they followed through with that. And Funka does, however, get taken out, so we are now in a 4v4 scenario, but Fragged does get taken out by Static. Marietta is now in a 4v3. This is still very, very winnable for them. We just need to make sure that we're going through the usual process of getting the intel, getting onto site, figuring out our plant strategy. We just need to make sure, again, Ions is going to be a huge threat. His Solus is going to be very, very powerful in countering these types of plays. Looks like Solus is probably going to be playing upstairs, doing whatever Solus can to get some sort of pick off. And there it is. There's a pick onto Evangelos. The roam is absolutely crazy, knowing that he doesn't have much to lose. But Ion is going to be taking a lot of damage here, and Spoon is going to try and get a pick off onto the Ions, but Ions does manage to get away just in the nick of time, back down to blue stairs, but he is extremely low. We really need to be sure that we are clearing out these roamers as best we can, but at least they did decide to give up map control here. So now Marietta knows that Ions can't be extremely close. We do see the Goyo canister being popped, so that way later on in the round we can get control of the main stairs. Spoon playing near the bar stock. He might even be able to see a little bit of Solus's foot there, which I'm not sure if Solus would have seen that, but that wall being blown open there was actually a pretty interesting angle onto bottom main stairs. Spoon is now pushing down the blue stairs to take a fight onto this 90 hallway, while Static looks like he's also pushing with him, grenading off the 90 hall to so we can push main site. And Let's see exactly how we're going to push with this. We do see the finger boost being used for that initial burst of HP, but Static does get taken out, and Spoon does manage to get a refrag onto the Solus. That's Ion being taken out, and now it's a 1v1 with Spoon versus Tommy the Cat, and he does manage to take down Tubarão, and Marietta wins the 8th round, putting us at a tied up 4-4. These rounds have just been so close, but Spoon does manage to take down that Tubarão there. Tubarão was at full HP too, and Spoon was extremely low. If Spoon had sustained one bullet, he definitely would have been dead to the Tubarão, since he has access to Maverick's DMR. Really close games that we're having right now. This is really exciting compared to some of the previous ones.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
So now Marietta is going to be on Purdue, my bad. Purdue is going to be back on the Snowmobile. They still want to play this round. They most likely believe that it was just too close for them to not win after trying a second time. We won't see the Solus anymore. We will see that Ions is going to be going on the Wamai. I don't know if he always plays Wamai or if there was a different person playing him. I think Glug might have been playing Wamai. I'm not sure. But Wamai is now Ions. It's going to be played by Ions. This is a really high, looks like just util denial type of comp. We have the Jaeger Wamai and the Tubarão. No actual wall denial though, just Tubarão. So opening up the wall might be easier than we think, because Tubarão may be able to delay the wall, but the Tubarão's canister will eventually expire, and the wall will be opened up by Ace if they just manage to maintain control of it. It could be impact tricks, but there is only one impact from the side of Purdue. They do have 2 nitro cells, though, however, which could be very useful for getting some opening picks. Let's see how these initial drones take some map space. As we do see one already playing super close to Marietta, as Wamai is getting super aggressive onto those rappelling outside of the solar windows. Wamai trying to do anything he can, but Wamai does manage to get a pick onto Resin. That is Marietta's hard breach, and he also gets the pick onto Spoon. And that is Ion getting 2 picks onto Marietta and getting away with about a quarter of his health. Really good plays right there. But we do see that the Jaeger does sustain a little bit of damage, and Frag also takes down Funka. But Evangelist gets a refrag onto. Actually, it wasn't a refrag. It goes the frag onto Tubarão as well as Ion. This is now a 2v3 scenario with Jaeger at 75 HP. Still disadvantageous for Marietta. They will still need to get some good picks, but action will need to be taken pretty soon, because we're now at the halfway point for the round. Marietta is going to have to utilize anything they can. It doesn't seem like they have many drones, except for I think Evangelos may have. I think he may still have both. I'm not sure with the resolution, but we still have nades. We still have some secondary hard breach gadgets and 2 cams to be used by Zero, by Static. And it looks like we're going to be going down to West Main Stairs, and there might be a close hold here, which might be a little difficult for Marietta to get control of. But again, a minute left on the clock, and Marietta is still trying to establish map control. We're trying to see exactly where we're going to push from. Are we going to go down Blue Stairs? We're going to go down West Main. Looks like West Main is going to be Marietta's choice. We might have a secondary hard breach to try and get control of a little bit of a sight line. And it looks like we might be going to the boiler wall to try and get something open, but I think getting some sort of opening in the wall with the secondary hard breach gadget would be best.
Located by attackers.
We have 1 sitting on the Blue 90 Hall and then 1 sitting pillar. It's unfortunate that we don't have nades to cook, but we are going to be pushing in to site now, and we are going to go past and Static does manage to get a pick onto the pillar player. The Blue 90 person is the only person that's going to be remaining, and he also picks off the castle. And now it is a 1v1 with Evangelos facing the Valkyrie at very low HP. This is still super advantageous. Honestly, he should be going for the fight now if he can. This is still going to be really good for Marietta. Evangelos has managed to get 2 picks so far. I believe it was Evangelos. And now you see the pre-fire coming. And Evangelos does manage to get the final pick and does put Marietta into the lead for this game. And that is just a little bit of momentum that Marietta needed to get that final extra round. Really good to see Marietta on the advantage now. Now Marietta is up 1 round, and they just need 2 more to close this out.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused
All right.
by attackers.
We do see that Purdue still has rounds left as at least 2 more rounds left as defenders. So they're going to go really on the offensive here, it seems. We see Ion on the Solus again, his best performing operator so far as we've seen in this game, and also Doc for some additional heals. The Doc actually isn't a bad play considering that Ion goes for these really early picks and comes back to site with really low HP. Sometimes he gets some. In recent rounds he's been sustaining a lot of damage. It just depends on what's going to happen. So the Doc is going to be pretty useful for getting Ion back up to full HP in the late round. So this will be pretty interesting. And Marietta will be attacking on the master site, and we'll be bringing another Zero and the Ace, Zofia, Sledge, and Capital. And we do see that Tommy does get an early pick onto Evangelos from a spawn peak. You really got to be careful walking out of spawn, because picks like these, again, will set the tone for the round. As we predicted, the offensive is really being useful now. And Funga does manage to, I think, I'm not sure if it was Funga, managed to get a pick onto Ion. So while Marietta is in a 4v3, they also did manage to take down Ion. So really, this is still winnable to a degree for Marietta. They just need to utilize their drones as much as possible. They don't have any real soft destruction besides the H charges, I suppose, but they really just have hard breach gadgets, which is going to be difficult to really get much use out of. So let's see what Marietta is going to be pushing from. They're taking library control. One is Rez is droning up library stairs to see if anyone is in the library hall. And then Spoon is outside of the balcony window, out of Canine window, as it's called. And it looks like we're just going to be sitting back, trying to get some intel, trying to see if we can get any stragglers that are roaming. But it looks like Purdue is just going to be trying to hold on the site here and hold some crossfires. They don't want to give up their man advantage very easily. Static is now just holding a passive angle onto the piano double door, and he does get peeked again by I believe this was Frag. He gets peeked again by the Doc, and now Marietta is in a 2v4 scenario. Really tough sight to see. We do see that Rez does get taken out by frags, and now Spoon is in a 1v4 scenario while not having the diffuser in hands. This is a really tough situation, but we just need to get some frags, or this round is as good as done. We do see Spoon trying to go for any peaks, any easy aggression that the defenders may give to him, but the defenders don't seem to be giving up anything to him. It doesn't seem like this is going to be looking very well for Marietta. Spoon goes for a rotate below to try and get some sort of play off, but he has 45 seconds remaining. It's going to be a little tough for him to get much off. Yeah, he will run into some barbed wire, which is not the best thing for him to go into. He does decide to break it with the Gaunt 6, but there's another piece waiting for him at the top. He manages to take down the Doc, but he does get refragged from the sight line, which is just really tough. The Doc plays in the initial fight, and then you peek off his contact. Really tough to see. I think we got a timeout request from the side of Marietta.
Yep, they did.
So, yep.
They're going to talk things over because it's now tied up, but it's been back and forth this entire series.
Yep. And we've seen a lot of really close clutch scenarios. Really interesting to see. I do love that Static has clutched up. Evangelos has clutched up. Spoon has clutched up. We've seen a lot of really cool down to the wire moments, and just really being able to see that in action is it keeps you on your toes watching this game. Now this next round is very important, because whoever wins this round guarantees their spot in overtime. So even if whoever wins the next round, even if they lose the round after it, they still get a chance at OT. So this next round is very important, because whoever gets this lead in this round has the chance to close it out in the following round. And even if they don't, they still get a shot at OT. So I think that's why Marietta really wanted to slow this down and say, hey, we need this round. We do not want this to go to overtime. Because then once it's overtime and it gets to 6-6, and then it could get to 7-7, and then it gets to overtime, and then it gets to, if it gets to 7-7, then whoever wins the final round wins, and that could be, and if you're on a disadvantage, then it's really tough for you. So Marietta really needs to make sure that they secure this next round, or it's going to be really tough going into OT, because it's just more rounds on more rounds.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Now we see Purdue using the similar comp. They have passed Ion again on the Solus, fragged on the Azami. No more Doc, as they did in the previous rounds. But we do see just more util heavy comp. Let's make sure that we're not getting spawn peaks on the attacker side, or else this is going to be a really tough round to get through. We do see Marietta using an IQ this time, potentially to detect any Valk cams, as we have been going against them earlier in this game. But this can also be used for detecting, it can also be used to detect Solus, as Solus's gadget is electronic, so while she's using it, IQ can actually detect her, I'm sure. And also could be used to detect, for instance, if there's any proxy alarms, or if there are Y disks anywhere. I think we pretty useful. Fuck Up does go down to extremely low HP very early on in the round, which is a bit of a disadvantage for Marietta, but they are going to have to entry at some point, so Fuck is trying to get some sort of picks off with these initial plays. It looks like Marietta's trying to gain control of Library, and Purdue is going to just try to hold on to top fireplace stairs, but actually they're starting to give up a bit more space than they normally do. Spoon is going to open up the library hall window and going to pre-fire just a little bit to see if there's any sort of aggression that can be taken. Now, one opponent does run outside just for a little bit, and Evangelist, I missed this. Evangelist actually did get picked off early on. So now Mario is in a 4v5 scenario, and Funko is at half HP. This is going to be pretty tough for Mario to come back from, especially considering that they're already almost at the halfway point in the round. They will be opening up the wall, and no impact will be going out to Denied, since there are no impacts out from the side of Purdue. Now this is only a crouch hole, which is going to be a little bit hard to entry, but it is an opening. Funka, Spoon does get taken out, as well as Funka gets taken out by Ion, and as you can see, Ion on that Solus is just absolutely menacing. Marietta is now in a 2v5 scenario, really tough to come back from. We're going to have to get aggressive, we're going to have to take some fights. You know, these picks that are being taken are just so difficult to deal with. But Ions is still really low HP and can't get healed, so trying to find some sort of way to find some sort of way to get a pick, or just a few in general. Something needs to happen now, you know. And like I say, there's Rez going for his pick on Defragged. Very good job. Like I said, there's no economy in Siege, so you might as, if you're in a disadvantageous situation, you might as well go for it. And it looks like we do see a fight in the fireplace stairs. Rez does get taken out, but Static does get a refrag onto Tommy the Cat. I believe that was a refrag, and now in a 1v3 is Static, but he's not going to have enough time to get back upstairs and get the diffuser to plant. He's going to have to go for some sort of kills, but it seems that he's playing a little bit more conservative, really worried about his surroundings with the Bistro Cam, but he does take out the Malusi, but he also has to fight the next guy in Dining, but he also is taking on Malusi Gadget, which is tough to deal with. And now he has to take out his pistol, he's running the bullets on his commando, and he is trying to fight. But he does manage to get a headshot onto Glug, but gets refragged by the Solus. So tough, such a clutch round. Again, it goes down to a 1v1 again. It's crazy. Static is in so many of these 1vx scenarios, and he gets it down to a 1v1, and he can't manage to pull through. It's got to be so stressful on his end. I know I've been in those scenarios before a lot of the times. It's really annoying. But now Purdue has the 6-5 lead. They are guaranteed a spot in overtime if they lose this next round. So now Purdue is, they can honestly chill here. They're fine. They don't care if they lose this next round, because they know they're still in the game. But they're going to try and finish this, because if they win this next round, the series is over. Marietta may have put up 5 rounds, but if Marietta doesn't win this next round, this whole series is complete. We will see the Solus again being used by Ions. I think Ions has just solidified that he should probably just stay on Solus. It's probably going to be the best choice for their team. We have the 2 morale again. Again, we'll be able to delay hard breach, but won't exactly stop it. We have the Goyo, as well as the Valk and Malusi. Again, nothing too much crazy to say about the comp, just your usual. The goal is really good for entry denial,
Attacker's objective is
and the Valks can have a lot of intel. Marietta uses a similar comp as last time. Let's make sure that we don't get picked off early from any spawn peaks, and then Marietta can start off with a relatively simple attacking round with no huge advantages from the defenders. It looks like Goyo is going to be holding on to trophy stairs or solar stairs to see if he can get some sort of initial aggression onto the attackers. Since Goyo's utility is set and forget, he can essentially just play off by himself because his teammates can still utilize his Goyo canisters on site. Marietta is going to be trying to push in the garage, and there is going to be some initial aggression, and Solus does get downed, and Rez will be automatically revived via Bluetooth with the finger boost, and who managed to take down Ions and Tubarao. So that means that Marietta is in a 4v3 scenario, and Finka is still up and has 2 more boosts to heal the team, which means that Finka should be able to get back to full HP, and Rez should be able to get back up to 75. With Ions down, this is a very, very, very winnable round for Marietta. I'm not discrediting any of their members of Purdue, but Ions has been taking on the bulk of the work this game, getting tons of extra impactful frags, and now that he's off the board, this is going to be tough for them to come back from with a 4v3 disadvantage. Also, Frag is at very, very low HP with no way to heal. So this could be a really, really nice execute. We just need to make sure, again, that we're using util properly. We're making sure that we're opening up the proper angles that we need, and that we're just getting onto site and understanding that we can trade each other, we can use our drones, anything we need to do. Right now, the defenders are looking for any sort of frag they can get. They're not in a good position. A minute 12 left on the clock. Marietta still has plenty of ways they can win this round. Not a ton of hash control currently or vertical control, but we do see the Goyo canister coming out. And we do see Evangelos does get taken out by a C4. It looks like it might have been from the Valkyrie. Really good play, putting us into a 3v3 scenario with similar HP differentials. And now we will see that the Ace is going to be using his charges onto the wide double wall, and Spoon is going to be taking some picks, or taking some fights onto blue stairs, and now Glug is at half HP. This is really, really difficult on the side of Purdue, as now 2 of their members are extremely low, or at least they're not able to take nearly as many shots. Spoon does place a frag through Closet, but Spoon does get taken down. He does get downed by Frag, and it looks like, Frag gets taken down by Marietta, and Spoon does get down, but he doesn't have any more stims to revive himself, so he's going to have to just get revived from his teammate. And now it's a 3v1 on site with Marietta at the advantage, and now Marietta has to try and get the plant down. Ace is going for the plant, which could be very, very unfortunate, as Ace is not necessarily covered. His plant could be denied, but plant does go down. It's a 2v1 in Marietta's favor. And Marietta does manage to pull through, and Rez gets the final pick and secures Marietta's spot in overtime on this map. Really, really good job on Marietta. Establishing that 3v1 advantage is exactly what we needed to make sure we could push on the site. Now, the Ace was by himself on the opposite side on wine, and that can be a little bit dicey, as if the defender is ambitious enough, he could just run straight to Ace, kill him, deny the plant, and now he just has to stay alive for the last few seconds, and Marietta could have fumbled the round. But luckily, the defender was too afraid of the blue and main pressure, and he did not go for the pick onto the planter. I guess he decided to play in the post-plant scenario, which helped Marietta finish off the round. Now going into overtime, Marietta at 6-6, all tied up. We do see, I think this is, I don't know if that's on my screen, I'm not sure, I think it's a deployable shield. That or an observation blocker, I'm not sure. But Purdue does seem to have the dock again. Ions is actually on the dock. Looks like he might be able to go for a spawn peek here and heal himself as much as he wants. Again, these picks are relatively similar throughout the game. Not too many changes. We'll go into a Solus, go onto a dock. Sometimes we'll play Goyo. Marietta is still in the offensive, and they're going to be playing a little bit more of an aggressive comp. They have a Lion. They have a Finka. They also have that IQ again, which will be able to detect the Valk cams, which is really, really good. And the Spoon is going to have that Finka boost to heal up the team when they get into those initial engagements. We need to make sure that our hard breach isn't taking too much damage or, dying too early. as we really need to make sure that we're opening up this dining wall here. We're not going to see anything too crazy, nothing like an Amaru, like we had seen in previous rounds, but Evangelos does get into a really hard gunfight, but Funka does manage to get a nice refrag onto Ions. This is huge in terms of KD differential, but we do see another pick being taken onto Funka from vertical play. Really, really tough. As I don't even think I would have seen that coming. And we do see a bunch of picks coming out from Purdue. Now Static in a 1vx scenario. It's always Static in these 1vx scenarios. He's going to probably get this to another 1v1, or potentially could win it all. We're just going to have to see Static at full HP in the 1vx, in the 1v4, 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining. He does not have Diffuser. He's going to have to get aggressive. He's going to have to do something. Now, the defenders do not know his exact positioning, but if he vaults through this window now, he could get an easy pick onto, it looks like, the Frost. What decision will he make to try and get some sort of pick off? He makes some noise outside from the drop and tries to reposition onto the big garage area. I think the hatch is open up top, so he might have to just relocate back to either trench. It looks like he's going to main double door. He might be trying to rotate back so he can get control of diffuser. A minute left on the clock, and Static does not have an incredible amount of time to get these 4 picks. He starts making his way into the 90 hall. He is met with a set of barbed wire, but he also gets a nice pixel peek from that. Looks like Valk is holding on to Dining. And an amazing peek with the zombie jumping off the balcony to distract Static while Lamai peeks him. Really, really crazy play by Purdue, and that will secure their first round of OT. So, again, really, really good stuff from the side of Purdue. It's just really going to be tough for Marietta to secure this next round. Now, Marietta does get to swap back to defense. Now Marietta has a good shot. They're back on defense. I believe when Marietta was on the Marietta started with 3 rounds secure on offense. They just need to get this next defensive round. We see Marietta back on Snowmobile. They're going to try and secure more effective defense here, and you see Marietta back on the old strat with Funka on the Alibi, Evangelos on the Azami. He might have been on a different op in previous rounds, I'm not sure. Rez on the Mute, Spoon on the Malusi, and the Static on the Valk. We do see the Blitz coming out from Purdue. It looks like they're going to try the Blitz strat again as they did earlier in the map. This last time they did this strat, it wasn't as effective as, again, Sens ran into his plant spot and before Blitz was able to. I think if Blitz goes first, this will be a crazy difficult round for Marietta to defend against, as there is no Warden on the team. There's really no way they can stop this from Blitz getting real up close and personal. So, in addition, there's also going to be a Finka boost, giving Blitz even more health when he rushes in. This is a massive rush strat. We have Lion, Dokubi, Finka, Blitz, and Yana. This is just a full Blitz rush-based strat. And let's see exactly where they're running out of. And they're running into Wine, and Resin is being pushed by the Blitz. And he throws the C4 and manages to get a pick. But Blitz is already in Pillar. And now the attackers are in a 4v2 advantage. Never mind that 3v2. Now 2v1, and now Spoon does have the diffuser down, or he does take another fight against the Finka, but he does get taken down, and the round will be over and taken from Purdue, and that will be a 6-8 defeat from the side of Marietta, and an unfortunate loss in the series. Really, really close. Marietta did secure a spot in OT. It's really tough. Rounds like that are tough. It was really, really nice that we managed to get that C4 kill. But again, Blitz is just so difficult to counter in that sense. When he just runs at you like that, and there's really no way to stop him. The only thing, there's a few counters to him. You know, there's trap operators. There's Legion. Legion's nice because Blitz can't run when he has the Legion mine in him. So you can use that to your advantage. He also has to put his shield down to pull out the needle. So Legion's a really nice counter. And Legion gets plenty of mines too. But yeah, just a really tough round. And you know, if Spoon would have managed to get that pick onto the Finka, it might have been a little bit easier. But, you know, it is what it is. It's tough. We were in so many 1vx scenarios. and it's just really really tough.
Yeah, but
But a good
it's
series nonetheless.
oh yeah. I mean, the fact that it went to overtime and it came that close, it's just yeah. They went with the Zerg strat for the win, and Marietta wasn't ready for it, so it just had to be ready for those scenarios. All
Hmm.
right, but Vincent, once again, I can't thank you enough for help commentating, especially while I'm trying to figure out some things going on with the stream. I just discovered that there is a way to cap the FPS, which might have been part of the culprit, but of course it's too late to test it. But we'll see if that makes a difference in next week's match. But thank you for taking the time to provide your commentary and insight. I'm sure everyone who's watching and listening really appreciated it.
Oh yeah, I really wanted to be able to be here for the Purdue game because again, we've played against one of their teams in the past, and it was just so much fun. In that regard, if anyone who's watching would like to watch it, it was the spring 2020 Marietta R6 versus Purdue University Silver game on Marietta Esports YouTube channel. They think they have a playlist of that specific season, so that was a really really fun game to watch. It was really really back and forth
Yeah,
back then. So
we
a
do
lot of
have
fun.
all of our we do have all of our matches on YouTube, so you can watch that at youtube.com/Marietta Esports. But let's just take a second to go over the schedule for the rest of the semester. So give me a second here. Actually, I'm going to close out a siege real quick, so then Vincent, that way you can see what I'm seeing here. So give me a second. Let me pop this over here. All right, you should be able to see that. So we have here next week, the Pioneers will be playing against Drexel at 7 o'clock. The following week is the rematch, probably the game of the semester, Marietta versus Butler. So make sure you do come back for that. The following week, they are scheduled to play against Kentucky, but that is during spring break, so I expect that is going to be rescheduled. So keep an eye out for that. The following week, we're actually going to have two matches because that Tuesday, the Siege team will be playing against Fair State, and then they will finish the regular season by playing against St. Clair, which is one of the top Rainbow Six teams in the North American continent. I say continent because they are from Canada.
Yeah, we've played against them before too. They're really really good.
All right. So what we're gonna do here? Let me swap back over to the camera here. Is we're gonna take a quick break because we still have our smash match against Northwestern Michigan College. I believe that match has concluded by now, so I gotta get the video, get it up here, and we will replay it so you can watch the Smash team compete. So for those of you that are here watching the Rainbow Six match, thank you so much for watching, and we hope you stick around for a couple of minutes as we transition to our Smash match. So don't go away. We'll be back in a few minutes, and thank you again, Vinny. I'll keep thanking you every time you help.
I don't know. Thank you. It was great to be able to be here.
But all right, so don't go away, everyone. We'll be back in just a few minutes.